Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Chernobyl, episode 4, The Happiness of All Mankind. This already sounds like a bleak episode. The Happiness of All Mankind. That's got an ironic tone to it, and I'm guessing it's meant to be exactly that. Firstly, I wanted to tell you guys I'm not reading the comments in the TV show videos like this one or Firefly. Unfortunately, there were quite a few spoilers in the comments without a spoiler warning. But thankfully, nothing major has been spoiled for me. I'm still going to be reading the comments in the film reviews that I do, so don't worry about that. Anyways, last episode we got to see the horrifying death of Vasily and what his pregnant wife had to go through to get a couple of minutes with him before he died. I don't even know how to react to this. He died. The entire situation was sad, to say the least. Ulana also got to find out that the explosion happened after Akimov triggered the emergency shutdown. That was a major revelation, as it was thought to be impossible. I hope we get an explanation for that pretty soon. Finally, plans were drawn up for the thousands of volunteers I think, to help clean up the massive radiation spill and to try and contain the situation. This has been a really hard show to watch for me. It's masterfully made, no doubt there. It makes it just more real, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm ready. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this show and over 120 movies and TV shows, early access and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a Patreon. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Chernobyl, episode 4. Mazin. Let's go.
Why didn't you press the AZ5 button?
I did.
I really like the fact that they give a previously on section. It really refreshes my memory.
It's time to go. This is an evacuation, you understand?
They're evacuating the local areas.
I've lived here my whole life. Right here, that house, this place. What do I care about safe? You're not the first soldier to stand here with a gun.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere.
Please, stand up now.
Dude, don't do anything stupid.
It's time to go.
Oh, he killed a cow. I thought it was a blank shot. Oh, this is haunting imagery. 4 months after the explosion. So we get a huge time jump. I thought her story ended with the death of her husband, but I was clearly wrong. We're seeing more of her now. Weren't they supposed to build some sort of barricade around the reactor?
Why is the core still exposed to the air? Why have we not already covered this up?
We want to. It'll kill anyone who gets near it.
We used remote control bulldozers in Afghanistan.
Too heavy. They'd fall right through.
So then,
Moon rovers. We couldn't put a man on the moon. At least we can keep a man off a roof.
so, what do we do?
That's what we wanted to ask you.
This is a no-win situation for everybody involved. I'm trying to decide whether these faces look familiar or not. Maybe his face does. Oh man.
It's all right. It's free.
It's free.
It's a little early. Those guys, they dig up the ground. Those guys, they cut down trees. Those guys, they evacuate people, I think.
Give me an egg basket.
No, I've only got the one.
Give me the fucking basket.
It's funny how one incident can alter the course of a country.
Put it on under your balls.
Now?
No, you can wait until the radiation gives you a cunt. Yes, now. We do animal control. Yeah, they're radioactive. So they have to go.
Ulana, she's doing research.
I need to see the following documents. They're listed as permission only.
Classified information is what she's after. Democracy is not perfect by any means, but it's way better than oppression and communism. I think they're spraying soap to wash out the radiation. Oh, it must be the moon rover they spoke earlier about, which failed miserably, it seems.
Signal.
Acceptable. Running onboard diagnostics.
Oh, no, it's working.
Begin.
Smile.
A rare smile from both the men. A small but significant breakthrough. Oh man, we're finally getting to see him.
I need your help.
Good thing he's smoking. That'll kill him faster.
Was the only good decision I made, incompetent morons.
Can you confirm that the reactor exploded after they attempted to shut it down?
How do I even know it exploded, huh?
How do I know that even exploded? It's been months, you idiot.
They made a mistake. They didn't redact the table of contents.
So what was in the missing pages?
The missing pages apparently refer to a positive void coefficient and AZ5.
There's no truth. Ask the bosses whatever you want, you'll get the lie. And I will get the bullet.
Animal control. Poor kid doesn't even know how to load a rifle right. Yeah, they are running out of men.
Don't let them suffer. Or I'll kill you. Understand?
I really like this tracking shot. Poor dogs.
Do your job. Door to door. Don't let them suffer.
Sorry.
You're dragging that to the truck.
Jeez.
You gonna eat? This happens to everyone the first time. Normally when you kill a man, but for you a dog. So what? There's no shame in it. You put a bullet in someone. You're not you anymore. You'll never be you again.
Wow.
But then you wake up the next morning and you're still you. And you realize that was you all along.
I don't know whether that's the right way of looking at it or not.
Our goal is the happiness of all mankind.
That's what it says on the banner. I really like the prop itself. They actually made this for the show. And knowing that it's HBO, I'm sure it was accurately made.
Joker.
Oh, this must be the West German robot.
Forward one.
Did you lose the signal?
Yeah.
It's dead.
Holy crap. Not even a minute.
Tell fucking Gorbachev! Tell him!
Yes, it's...
They told the Germans that the highest detected level of radiation was 2,000 Röntgen.
That's why the Germans sent this particular machine.
That robot was never going to work. You need a new phone.
What if we shoot the graphite into the hole?
We need another robot. The Americans.
I think the Americans would, but they would let everybody know that they are the saviors. So I don't think the high command will go for it.
We use bio-robots.
Humans? Kid is getting desensitized slowly. Yeah, don't let them suffer.
Where do they get their food?
They eat the chickens, and they eat each other.
Oh, puppies! Dude, no.
Just go outside.
Go outside, kid. brilliant filmmaking, not showing it and instead showing this kid's reaction. Him looking away from the building, trying to pretend this is not happening, but it is.
Ты добычи не добьешься, черный ворон я не твой.
Another month has passed.
They want us to clean it up, and we have entrusted you with this serious task. This is a working area. We must clear the graphite. You will need to move quickly, and you will need to move carefully. These are the most important 90 seconds of your lives.
I wonder whether they only get one chance each, or do they get 90 seconds at a time and they can come back?
Go.
I wonder whether the real-life people who did this survived a long time, or did they die of radiation poisoning in the following months or years. I need to find that out after finishing the series. Oh man, that dude's life expectancy just halved.
You're done.
That line, "you are done," had two different meanings. You're done from the job and you're probably done for life. It's her again. Oh man, I feel so bad for her.
We needed to speak to you somewhere without you.
They're going to put Dyatlov on trial.
What are they asking you to do?
Tell the world what happened.
Well, an edited version of what happened.
I've analyzed the data. Toptonov was telling the truth. I think this article may have the answer.
It's that report from the 70s.
You've seen this before.
Please, believe me when I tell you that I had no idea it could cause an explosion. None of us knew.
What a revelation.
The operators pressed AZ5, but instead of the power going down immediately, for a brief moment, it went up.
How is that possible?
If the boron control rods are completely withdrawn from the reactor, when they're put back in, the first thing that enters the core isn't boron.
What is it then?
It's graphite. The control rods have graphite tips that displace water and steam. The floor will not lead to an explosion unless the operators have pushed the reactor to the edge of disaster.
Is that what you're going to say in Vienna?
What you're proposing is that Legasov humiliate a nation that is obsessed with not being humiliated. We can make a deal with the KGB.
You have a chance to talk to the world, Valery. If that chance was mine.
But it isn't, is it?
Do you know the name Vasily Ignatenko?
The firefighter? Why is he being brought up?
He died 2 weeks after the accident. She gave birth. A girl. The baby lived for 4 hours.
Oh!
They said the radiation would have killed the mother, but the baby absorbed it instead. We live in a country where children have to die to save their mothers. Someone has to start telling the truth.
Do what Ulana says.
I wish you good health and long life. All of you are awarded a bonus of 800 rubles.
That's nothing.
I serve the Soviet Union.
The baby survived 4 hours, man. And the kid started to smoke. Pavel was his name, I think. Oh man, this is powerful imagery. I don't know what she's going through right now. I cannot imagine. I don't want to imagine. I'm out of words. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was another hard-to-watch episode. There is nothing anybody can do to prevent the loss of life here. This was quite an important episode as there were significant developments in both the main story and subplots, like the animal control kit and Vasily's wife and baby. The main plot was about getting rid of most of the potent radiation off the roof. It was 12,000 Röntgen, if I remember correctly. Even a West German robot was of no use here. But that was because of different reasons. The Soviet Union gave the Germans propaganda numbers of 2,000 Röntgen. So they sent out that particular machine, which was meant to, or which was supposed to withstand that amount of radiation. Clearly it didn't work. And that probably caused a diplomatic mess, which was not shown, but I'll look that up. The only way was to send brave men and to give them 90 seconds to try and clear some of the graphite. Thankfully, the men do their job with honor. Man, I have so much respect for those guys. I wonder what eventually happened to them, considering some of them were up there for more than 90 seconds. Did they live short, miserable lives, or... I really wanted to know what happened to them. I'll also have to look that up after I'm done with the show. One of the subplots involved the kid who was charged with animal control. Seeing that boy transform from a naive young man to a hardened, desensitized, almost soldier was very depressing. I know it's a horrible thing to do, to kill animals like that, but on the other hand, I understand that it must be done to prevent further loss of life and further contamination. Another subplot was of Ulana and her relentless research to get what actually caused the explosion. Turns out that something similar happened 10 years ago and it was covered up by the government. Although this revelation was huge, it really didn't surprise me since that's exactly what I expected from the Soviet government. Anyways, the saddest part of the entire episode was learning that the baby absorbed all the radiation from the mother and died, just 4 hours after the baby was born. I really don't have anything to say about that. I mean, what do you even say to that? Overall, this was another excellent episode, at least coming from a production standpoint. It was brilliantly written and, as usual, incredibly hard to watch. The main thing I'm looking forward to in the finale is the real explanation as to how an RKMB reactor explodes. Personally, I think it was a design flaw, but we'll find that out hopefully. I think that is what the show is building up to. Also, I hope we get to see Legasov and his speech at Vienna, what he hides and which parts he actually shares with the world. It's the final episode next week. I hope we get some sort of resolution, or I hope at least it ends with a message of hope or in a positive note. I'm not betting any money on it though. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you on the next one.